Whether you feel like you're starting from a really bad point right now, you're trying to build everything up for your manifestation, or maybe you just have remnants of lack, it does create resistance. It is something to at least aim to work through. And in this video, I'm going to help you guys shift that pattern, understand what's going on, and how to actually turn it around. Welcome back to today's video. We are talking about the state of lack. So what does it mean when you're mentally still referring back to a lack of your manifestation? How to move past this, how to understand it in order to benefit you, and about to get into all of that. I have so many different points. And towards the end of the video, I'm also going to give you guys examples of thoughts that you may experience and how to flip them around from that negative back into an example positive. So stay tuned to hear all of that. On screen, as always, I will pop everything to do with getting extra coaching support from me, working with me, and maybe even just my most affordable offer, which is for the LOA Coaching Darling membership. We're literally about to film the Q&A soon, within a few days. So you want to sign up soon if you want to submit your manifesting questions there. Everything else is listed in the description box, so take a look if you'd like to. And now let's start the video. So wanting your manifestation is different to actually mentally creating it and bringing it into your experience. And people do tend to, quite often actually, confuse wanting with focusing on it, wanting and assuming it's here. When you want a manifestation, you're technically, it's not that it's negative, but that technically does actually tie into lack, because you're just saying, I don't have something, and that's a goal outside of my reality that I want. I would like that to be true in my life. And you're saying that because it's not yet true. So there is a difference. And I'm not saying it at the beginning, like when you literally just decide your manifestation, like, oh, I want to manifest this. That's completely normal. That's how you create goals. But when you're still thinking from, I want this, I wish this was in my reality, I wish I could experience this, versus assuming, and not from a full belief, obviously, that does build up over time. You're unlikely to believe it until you've really started to think positively in that way for some time. Well, depending on what it is, but let's just say for some time. And you're assuming and saying, telling your mind, it's done, it's here now. You're convincing your mind, you're kind of gaslighting your own mind and saying, this is what's true, this is what I have in my reality. I'm already in this relationship, I'm already in this job, I already look like this. This is my reality. You're assuming, you're essentially in that respect speaking it into existence in your own reality, versus just wanting. So wishing, wanting, waiting, the 3 W's, versus actually assuming and saying and stating as a fact, this is what I have now. So obviously you can want something, but then actually subconsciously, or rather unconsciously without realizing what you're saying, reaffirm and restate to yourself that you still don't have it. So wanting something and then actually convincing your mind and building up a belief of, this is what I have, and convincing yourself day by day, building up that confidence and belief in it. There is a clear distinction. So that's the first element that you really want to be aware of. So when there's a strong underlying assumption and kind of repetitive thought that says it's not here yet, or I don't have this, this isn't mine, my reality is lacking this, and whatever actual wording, no one really thinks to themselves, my reality is lacking this, but like, you know what I mean? That's the general concept. When you have that underlying assumption and you kind of unconsciously, subtly repeat that to yourself, it is coming from that state of lack. Instead of, again, building up this assumption and belief of, well, I'm just going to focus on it already being here, and then it has to materialize physically. So when you affirm, or you start to incorporate even just one element of manifesting techniques like affirmations or scripting, or, listening to subliminals or meditations, I know that's very popular. When you do that, but you're not having any movement, it's because you're still holding on to and tying into that state of lack. Sometimes it's normal. Obviously, sometimes it takes time to release those negative thought patterns. But if it's consistent and you're really not seeing any shift, which again starts internally as well, then that's where the issue comes in. So some likely internal thoughts and cues and hints that you might be experiencing is, when will it happen? What if this never changes? What if it never comes in? Asking yourself things like that are examples and ways in which, if it's consistent, or you really are spiraling because of that and you can't let go of this thought process and it's really holding you back and you just feel down about it, that's you still coming from a lack mindset, not understanding your ability and power as the creator of your own physical reality, and knowing that if I shift my focus, if I shift my perspective, everything externally will shift in accordance. And it's very easy to stay stuck in that, because not only is it probably quite normal if you're going through a bad circumstance to do with your manifestation, it's normal to have down days or feel stressed or feel like your life isn't on track the way you want it to be. Everyone goes through that at some point. I go through that. We're all human. So it's not that you might have an odd day here or an odd moment or feel a little stressed, a little bit overwhelmed. It's more that it's consistent, and thoughts that are based on lack and kind of masquerading themselves as logic, as analysis, where again, you're questioning it, but you're trying to use external validation and proof to justify, oh, well, it's not here, it's too difficult, oh, it's not changing. And it's easy to fall into a victim mindset or get just frustrated and not want to, keep putting in that discipline and, willpower to keep going and persisting and knowing that, okay, right now it's a bit tough, or right now my mindset hasn't fully conformed. I'm not feeling the shift yet, but maybe tomorrow it will come in perfectly. Maybe the day after. Maybe if I continue like this and really, stay focused on that end result for 3 days, maybe then I will really create tons of movement and start to really feel that shift internally. Because when you start to feel internally, that's a huge sign that you're aligning with that version of your reality. So the key element of what to do here is obviously reframe what you're thinking about. Find positive assumptions, or simply detach from what you're seeing. If it's negative, don't engage with it. Don't try to overanalyze it. It's not going to lead to anything positive. And reframe everything through repetition of the assumptions, the positive assumptions, the new story. Reframe everything you're thinking and looking at it as, SP is about to text me right now. They're typing on their phone and they're so nervous and excited to talk to me. They're drafting the congratulatory email to confirm my place. Whatever it is, all these different elements, reframe everything, create positive assumptions, and apply repetition to them. So when you get to this point with your mindset, you're not chasing the 3D, you're not chasing your specific person, you're not trying to force or, wait for validation or reassurance. You're reaffirming it by thinking as if you embody the end result, you embody that state of mind of the version of you in the near future, by the way, who already has it, but you're embodying it right now by thinking as if. Think as if it's here right now. Take a second now. What is your manifestation? Think as if it's already real now. I'm telling you now, you are already experiencing it. It's already yours. What kind of thoughts would you think? Would you just be excited and like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it? Or would you be thinking, oh yeah, so I have a date with SP tonight. I wonder what I'll wear. And, they texted, this is the time they'll pick me up. And all these kind of things. Think as if it's here now. Have fun with it. Have an inner conversation, or just simply think, I'm with SP. I have my dream reality. Everything's as I want it to be. Just think as if, in whatever way you can, you're reframing and reshaping everything. That is the mindset shift, where you are creating momentous shifts, even if you can't physically see them yet. And then you expect it. You expect it to arrive. You expect things to start happening. You expect your manifestation to be a success because you've decided that it's already yours. You've made that decision and you're building it up. You might be starting from just, 1%, and then the next day will be 2% and 3%. You might be building it up slowly, but you've decided it's yours. And then your subconscious just needs to catch up by accepting that new belief. And again, of course, it's done through repetition. So it's not that you're faking it. You're literally just reconditioning your subconscious mind, which again takes practice. It usually, for at least significant manifestations, something that you really care about, that you've really wanted, and that feels like it's not what is reflected in your reality right now, it does need time to be reconditioned, right? You're working on it day by day. It's a project that's going to take a little bit longer. You can analogize it as, a work project, a school project. You usually don't complete that within a few hours or, just instantly, right? It does take a bit of planning and thought and effort. It's the same with manifesting. You're creating something new, even if it's done in an intangible way, it still needs that time and effort. Even if it's just a day, maybe it's just a day, but you need to put your focus into it and say, it's mine. I've decided, I'm embodying the mindset of the person who already has it, because that's the first important step. That's how I'm going to get to that end result. And then you build on it and repeat it every day. So now some more practical advice. think of one root specific area, one trigger point that has really impacted you and that you feel like maybe you're holding on to, or that upsets you, or that you're concerned about. One key area at the root of it, really try and dig deep into what that is, where that might be coming from, and focus on that. So if it's your specific person, maybe there's one experience or memory or something you're concerned about that is plaguing your conscious thoughts a little bit right now. Pick that as your one key area to focus, to dissolve, and write them down so you're aware of it. This is advice I've given a couple of times in the past. I think writing and kind of having a visual aid is a huge element. If you're struggling, it can really, really help clarify things. So write that down, right? What are those spiraling thoughts? What's the issue that you're really concerned with? And you're kind of reverse engineering it and saying, okay, so I got to this point by thinking this, and then now you finally get to the root of saying, oh yeah, these thoughts are probably connected to this, or this experience I've had several times, or whatever it may be. Everyone's a little bit different. You write it down and you shift it around into the opposite. What's the opposite positive? What would be the positive belief that completely dissolves and overrides that negative? So again, taking it from, I don't know if I'm doing it right, I don't know if my manifestation is going to come in, I don't know if this is actually going to work, to it's already mine. It's working perfectly now. I know exactly what to do. Your subconscious will help a lot, and you're just shifting your entire mindset. So your affirmations are going to be really powerful if you apply consistency. If you can apply repetition, your affirmations are so powerful, and they are the things that are going to help shift your entire physical reality. Well, for any circumstances or people that need to conform to bring in your end result, it will happen perfectly as it's meant to, but you need to stay focused on that. You need to stay focused on the end result, not the how or the circumstances currently present, and thinking from the end result, thinking from your desire, not about your desire, not of it. So essentially not, oh, this is what I want, this is what I wish I had, but this is what's mine right now. This is me in that end result. I already have it. And then everything, including your subconscious mind, conforms to bring that to you. So that is today's video. I hope you guys found that informative and useful. If you did enjoy and you want to see more of this type of content, please do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you soon. Bye.